Well, good evening, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana weather. It is about 8:15 here, Eastern Time on Wednesday night, 7:15 Central Time. Here's your latest video update brought to you by High Voltage Mobile DJ Service. You can contact Nathan at 630-9465 or visit him on the web at djhighvoltage.com and tell him Southern Indiana weather sent you. All right. We have what could potentially be a mess coming for us on Sunday. I've been posting about this now for days, and unfortunately, some good news and I've got some bad news. Good news is the models are starting to come a little bit more into agreement about the system on Sunday. The bad news is they're coming into agreement about some ice and then maybe some snow after the ice. So not what we want to see at all. Meteorological spring starts on Saturday, and we may have ice on Saturday night and Sunday. So, hey, those are nice, happy meteorological spring presents. Spring, astronomical spring doesn't officially begin until later in the month. Take that for what it's worth. We certainly don't have any spring weather to show you. Here's that storm system for where it is located. You can see it sort of brewing off the coast of California here. That will move on shore tomorrow, so we'll finally be able to get it sampled into our upper air network and maybe get a little bit more of in coming days, a little better feel for what it's going to be. But for right now, it's at least bringing some much needed beneficial rain over to California, and so that's always a good thing. But as I said, unfortunately, this is going to bring us a significant chance for icing over the coming days. Now, it's going to be a cold night tonight. We're going down to about the mid-teens. Mostly clear skies tonight, and then we get some bright sunshine to deal with tomorrow, so that'll be nice. It's going to be very cold again tomorrow, but it'll at least be sunny and precipitation free. Then on Friday night, we have a chance of a light dusting of snow again. This system doesn't look at all impressive to me. Maybe a coating up to a ½ inch at most in some of our areas. So not a whole lot to deal with that system by any means. The big system that we're going to be dealing with is coming in on Sunday, and I want to take you through the models just briefly here and show you that as well. Here we're looking at the GFS. I've showed you this map for the past several days. What we're looking at here is precipitation type on Sunday. So I've got this set now for Sunday morning at 7 a.m. Let me back it up here to about the Saturday night at 7 p.m. period here. Here we are in Indiana right here. What you'll notice is we're precipitation free by then, but by the time you move into about 1 a.m. on Sunday morning Eastern time here, you notice that the precipitation starts to infiltrate into our area. Looks like it would be a freezing rain and sleet type of an event for us at the outset of it, and then it very quickly moves in by 7 Sunday morning. The pink is freezing rain, the orange is sleet, and then you got the purpley shades up here being the snow. And then notice very quickly the sleet and freezing rain threat just continues on throughout the day. Here we are by 1 in the morning on Sunday night into Monday morning, and the threat is still there. Now, the indications are that we could be mixing in snow along with this sleet. So by that time, I think the atmosphere will be cooled down enough that we could end up with a snow-sleet mix by this time. So it's looking like an absolute mess is what's going to ensue. In fact, in addition to really significant ice accumulations potentially with this model, the GFS is indicating some snow accumulations for us as well, indicating maybe 3 or 4 inches of snow for southwest Indiana, all the way up to 6 inches plus for southeast Indiana. So I'm not sure that might be just a little bit overdone, to be honest. I think the sleet totals are going to eat into some of that, but I wouldn't rule out 1 to 3 inches of snow accumulation on top of the freezing rain and sleet we have with this. Certainly possible. Regardless, it's going to be an absolute mess as far as any accumulation goes with this. So how much ice could we be talking about? Well, still too early to give significant numbers that would actually mean anything at this point. But let me just say this. I think a good ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch of ice in some areas could be had with this. If we're lucky, maybe we only get 1/10 or 2/10 of an inch of ice out of it. But I think that there are going to be some areas that could end up with just a boatload of ice, and this, of course, is not a good thing. Now, the GFS has been saying this for days, but what I also want to show you is that the Canadian model is now agreeing with this as well. So let me show you a couple things about the Canadian model. What I'm showing you here is temperatures at the 850 millibar level on the Canadian model. 850 millibar level is about 4,000 feet up into the atmosphere. This is where the snow would actually start to form, is what we call the dendritic growth zone. You need the temperature to be 0 or below, and this is in Celsius, by the way, so that would be freezing, 32. 0 Celsius or below, freezing or below, in other words, to fall as all snow. Anything above that and it's going to start to fall as more of a rain event, which is fine if the surface temperatures are above freezing. If the surface temperatures are below freezing, then you're in trouble. So here we are with our surface temperatures as well. Notice we're starting out on Sunday morning about 7 a.m. according to the Canadian model, at least. The upper 30s around the area, but upper 20s here over in southwest Indiana, 37 here in Huntingburg, 44. So you see very quickly that this is infiltrating. If we back it up one, you can see here's 1 a.m. on Sunday, and you see we'd pretty much be all rain at this point according to the Canadian, but we would be transitioning into a freezing rain threat very quickly as the Sunday morning rolls around according to the Canadian model. Here's why. Here we are still sitting at about 7 degrees above on Celsius, so that would certainly be an all rain event. Watch this freezing line move through during the daytime. Here's 1 p.m. Here we are by 7 p.m. and we're still getting this freezing line starting to cut through the area. In fact, we don't go all below freezing until about 1 on Monday morning according to the Canadian. Excuse me. Apologies there. I paused the video so that you didn't exactly have to see the coughing going on there. I've been fighting a little bit of bronchitis. Tis the season. But here we are, as I said, about 1 in the morning on Monday morning, and we've started to make that transition. Well, now compare this to the temperatures. Here we go on Sunday afternoon, and we were all into a freezing rain well by that threat. Some of us freezing rain as we start out on Sunday morning, some of us just plain rain. It moves through very quickly, and then by the time we get into 1 on Monday morning, we're certainly cold enough that it would change to an all-snow setup. So essentially what you have right now is a GFS saying mostly ice with a little bit of snow on the backside of it. You've got the Canadian starting us out with light rain to begin with, going very quickly to a freezing rain, possibly sleet mixing in with that freezing rain, and then to snow on the backside of it. How much snow with the freezing rain? How much snow would the Canadian say? Well, the Canadian says not much snow. It gives us more of an ice accumulation type of an event, really more along the lines of an inch or two at most here in the southwest portion of Indiana, and maybe a couple or 3 inches as you start to get over towards southeast. It confines the significant snow accumulations up north now. A little different than the GFS is thinking by far, again, but you see the significant totals here up to the north, and they do agree on that. I don't see 6 inches around the Louisville area and more with this. I think it's going to be more of an ice threat, in my opinion. So this, I think the GFS is just barking up a bad tree here. But regardless, what we're seeing from all the models now, I don't have the Euro pulled up for you, but it's also saying freezing rain with light snow on the backside now. So what we have is all of the models coming into agreement on this for the first time. And that's, of course, not a good thing because it looks like we're going to be ending up with some ice accumulations out of this. How much ice? Again, it's just too early to tell at this point. But we'll keep you updated in coming days. If you go to southernindianaweather.com, you can get your 7-day forecast. Here's the way I have worded it. Again, sunshine tomorrow and very cold. Got again a chance of some light snow, a dusting, maybe up to a ½ inch in some areas, but that's probably pretty aggressive. I don't think it's going to amount to much on Friday night. Saturday, though, we warm up to about 46. That'll be the pick of the days. Cloudy skies, though, for the most part. A few flurries early in the morning, but warmer during the afternoon hours. Then as it starts Saturday night, excuse me, a Canadian says we're going to start out as rain and change over to freezing rain on Sunday morning. The GFS paints the picture of a freezing rain event on Saturday night. We'll have to see how that goes. It just depends on how quickly temperatures drop. But Saturday night, the mess is going to start. And then on Sunday, the models, I have went a little bit on the warm side with this. Some of the models shift us up to just above freezing and then down. Some of the models keep us below freezing the entire time. Regardless, cloudy with sleet and freezing rain is going to be likely on Sunday. 100% chance of precipitation, I'm very confident in that. I'm not 100% confident in sleet and freezing rain yet. It still could be snow. There is that outside chance because we are several days away. But I think that we're still going to be looking, at this point, it's looking more and more likely that it's going to be an ice threat. And significant ice accumulation will be possible. So basically what this means is start preparing now for it, folks. If you've got plans on Sunday, it's not the greatest day to travel. I can tell you that for a certain. If we get a significant ice accumulation event around here, that's going to be very hard on power lines. We could be looking at a lot of power outages. Trees could end up snapping off. Road conditions are going to be hazardous for driving. So just plan to stay indoors on Sunday afternoon, especially now. Even church on Sunday morning may be in question at this point, unfortunately. It's looking like an absolute mess around here at this point, folks. So, you know, if you have an alternative source of heat, if you burn wood in your fireplace in addition to your furnace, it might be a wise idea to go ahead and stock up on the wood and get that in and ready, because you know if you get a power outage, you end up may needing it. Get your grocery shopping done early. Walmart will be a nut house on Saturday. You know that as well as I do, if this does end up staying in the forecast. So just some things to think about. I'm telling you guys this early so that you can prepare for it in advance instead of waiting until the last minute, because it looks like it's going to be a mess. Then on Monday, again, we go with some light snow potentially on Monday. Monday looks equally of a mess. So even if we end on Monday morning with this system, the roads aren't going to get any better early with this. It's going to take a lot to get these roads better. And then, of course, you notice the bitter cold temperatures that come with this. We're going down to 5 on Monday night. So, and then down to single digits again on Tuesday night. Normal high considering our normal high right now, folks, is about 50 degrees. I'm trying to say, if I can spit it out right here, our normal low is about 30 degrees. So you can see through this, really over the next period, we're looking at several days that we're not even going to reach what our normal low should be for this time of the year. So keep that in mind, folks. It's going to be rough around here, to say the least. All right, that is it for tonight's video, folks. I'll have another update tomorrow, hopefully, to let you know what the latest models are saying, and we'll go from there. But unfortunately, like I said, it's not looking pretty right now. Looks like a significant ice threat could be out there. Again, tomorrow we should be able to get this storm system on shore a little bit more, and hopefully the models will get a better handle on it. Keep your fingers crossed, and let's just hope this warm air takes over and turns it to rain, but sure not looking that way right now. All right, that's it for tonight, folks. For Southern Indiana weather, I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow.